Today is the 24th of January. Oh, can't believe it. 5 more days, I'll be 72. But last week I had to fill out some forms, and it was amazing the massive depression it caused. I have been in a zone. I haven't been able to do a bloody thing. But I have not been able to do anything, and just became totally immobilized with the overwhelming depression that hit me while I was filling these forms out. These forms were medical forms, and the information they wanted, and it was stunning how it felt to fill it out, as a single person, as they said, as a widow, as they said, which I hate the term. I just think it's a disgusting term, but, they want you to use those terms. But it hit me. Al will be gone. "7 months on my birthday Saturday. And I have been trying to put out so many fires and fill out so many forms. And it just doesn't seem to get any better. And then you're told one thing by Social Security. You're told another thing by your landlord. You're told another thing by the insurance that, by the way, you've paid for over 25 years, for car insurance and that. And you keep getting these bills in, but we had paid for insurance that supposedly would cover all this. And now they're saying, no, they don't pay for anything. And had a bad situation with the insurance company where this attorney that I had called for a free consultation, he contacted the insurance company. He said he was representing me, which I didn't know. So everything got put aside for months because he had told them they couldn't talk to me, and I couldn't figure out why the insurance wasn't responding to me because they had, when I first opened the case. So that delayed everything, and every time you delay it, it takes like 60 days every time you try to talk to them. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but the depression that hit me last week was probably the worst I've ever had. And I just became non-functioning. I just stopped doing anything. I couldn't even pick up crocheting, which usually is such a meditative thing for me. And I found I couldn't do anything. So I turned on the television, which I haven't really watched hardly at all since Al died, and saw the Grace and Frankie show, which I love Lily Tomlin, and I love Martin Sheen, and Jane Fonda's okay, and when she does comedy, and Sam Waterston is hysterical. But this show had some real issues for me. It started out with them being in their 70s for each season, and it turned out they have like 7 seasons. And I thought, oh, well, I'll watch a little bit. I basically have stayed in bed watching it, but mostly in my recliner because I have to keep my leg elevated and iced and everything, all that stuff. And I didn't think it treated gays very well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even think it was comical at times, it kind of grated on me how the gays were treated. But it did show that women get the short end of the stick, even wealthy women, which they all had money in California and were used to money and, stuff like that. But it was kind of a strange feeling, the whole thing. And some of it was so terribly depressive that it didn't help my depression. The reason I watched it was supposed to be a comedy, but it's hard to be comical about aging because they really brought up a lot of valid, problems. And they brought up the problem about people getting control of your life when you're a senior and making decisions for you even when you're capable. So it did not cheer me up, let me tell you. I mean, there were two that cheered me up, but in a way, they also made me the saddest, and that's, one time when they both were flat on the floor and they couldn't get up or do anything. So the forms I was filling out were informative, and as I tried to fill them out the way I wanted to fill them out, they wouldn't accept it. They wanted certain things. And the one thing is, I will never ever give my bank information to anybody on an online form, especially after the identity theft, and we lost everything like 3-4 years ago so bad. But it was like, I don't have a partner to stand up for me anymore. I don't have that person that is my number one and I'm his number one. So it didn't hit me nearly as hard as it did filling these forms out for somebody who I've trusted over the years, but has gone to the online forms to fill out. And I realized I just can't do this anymore. I can't fill these forms out online. I am definitely not into all these electronic things being filled out, because then I get notified my information's been stolen. I mean, I had ordered something from Amazon with my debit card, and I got notified through my bank that my debit card the numbers had been stolen, and because I had put on like all kinds of identity protection, they revoked the payments. But the fact is, they were like for $6.95 and for $5.40 or something like that, and it was like, wow, you're stealing you stole my debit card. Somebody on Amazon, they figure it did it, So it just hit me so hard, and I ended up watching 95 episodes of Grace and Frankie, hoping that it would help to bring me out of something, and it didn't. I'm so far behind on what I need to do to clean up the house and keep packing stuff up. But I have to tell you, when you lose your complete identity, wow, it just sucks. And there is no other term. It sucks. I'm hoping. I can't believe I'll be 72 on Saturday. I never thought I would be living this long. But I have to tell you, it is horrible to be this depressed and to have this kind of weight, this kind of gloom. I mean, it was just, and I'm sure it doesn't help much. We've been under storms, and we're under Michigan. We're having weather storms right now like mad, but I don't know. It's like, I don't know which way to go. And I know everything is electronic. Hell, I'm talking on my cell phone, right now. So I just am so far behind in it because my husband was the computer whiz, and I'm going to be honest, I made the mistake of just handing it to him and say, fix it, So anyway, I can only hope that things start to lighten up for me by Saturday. I hope everybody has a good night. Goodbye.